Why, hello everyone. Welcome to Redneck Ways. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? I hope everybody's safe, fine, and dandy, guys. It is Monday. Monday. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm doing pretty good. We had a death down where I work. My boss, his mom passed away, so we only worked half a day today, and then we're off tomorrow. So I'm going to be working on some radios. I've got a few capacitors. So we're going to be working on, I'll show you which one. Let me get over here. We're going to be working on this 019, I think it's a 40s. We'll have to get in there and look at the tubes. But yeah, we're going to be working on this probably next video. Today we're going to be finishing up, hopefully finishing up this Motorola we was started on last night, and I was over here poking around, and I was making sure all my caps were discharged, and I noticed put this down here. I noticed down here when I went to discharge this one wasn't even hooked in. I'm not for sure if I did that when I was trying to discharge it, so that definitely has to be put back in. I don't know when I maybe didn't get when I recapped this, if maybe I didn't put that in tight enough or something, so we need to put that back in. And then last night after I made the video, I was messing around with it, and I kept turning this over here, the one that you turn to phono and then back to AM and shortwave, and I kept clicking it back and forth, and I kept almost getting the stations in, but I could tell it's in this. It's something over here. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to change this capacitor today, guys. We'll take it out of there and we'll test it, see what's going on with it, and I have one to replace it, so we'll go ahead and replace it, because that was the only cap out of the whole radio I didn't change. It looks good, but you know, looks can be deceiving, so we'll see what that. And a couple of the fellers commented. One guy kind of reminded me of bad news. It could be Micah disease. I hope not. And then the other guy, he's like, well, it could be a cap or a resistor. I like his diagnose, his ideal better. Hopefully it's what it is, because if you get that Micah disease in them, there's nothing you can do. It's like little particles of metal that just start magnetizing all over crap, and you just can't beat it usually. Sometimes you can go in there if you know what you're doing and fix it, but I don't think I could do that. But a guy named Shango, he can. Actually, that's who I first heard about Mako disease, or whatever it's called. So, guys, oh, I love them little capacitors there. I think I say it every time I see one. Micah capacitors. So, first thing first, we'll get that taken care of. Get that put back in its little slot, and then we'll change that, and hopefully when we power it up, something, you know, works better. Because oh, and I couldn't find a tube for it. These are those octal tubes, and I don't have too many of those, so and I have really the only one I have is this one, and that one has a total different tube in it. It's I guess it's where it's a battery radio, for you can put batteries in it. The voltages are different, so it didn't match up, because I was going to use it over here but couldn't do it. So let me get you guys up on Sky Vision, and we'll get started getting these caps back in line. And hopefully this is going to be a short video. Hopefully we do that and it's fixed and we can put it back in the cabinet. That's what I'm hoping for. So let me get y'all up on Sky Vision. Alrighty guys. We'll get that in. Zoom you in. Might be a little noisy outside, guys. I have the door open. It's actually quite warm here in Kentucky today, to be December the 9th. We just came out of a cold. I mean, it was real cold there for almost a week, down in the teens, and now it's up in the 60s. So crazy weather. First thing I'm going to do, guys, go ahead and get this up in here, back at where it goes. So what I'm loosening, it's going to be probably a pain because I'm going to make sure I'm doing it right. I don't know, what's that one go to? Blue. You have to make sure I'm putting it in the right one here. Okay, that one. Blue. Let me open this up here. Well, I thought it'd be easier than that. Yeah, that one's still in good. The smaller. These are 33 microfarads, what that is. Which the radio museum up there in Huntington, West Virginia, got all these caps ready for me. And because I didn't know where to order them from, but then they told me that I could get them through radio, just radios, and they're out of Canada, and they said that's where they get all their stuff. We're gonna wrap both these together, guys, make it easier on us. Try to get it back up in there. Hope I can tighten it up. I super glued that on. I didn't need that whole internal strip. We definitely have room for anything else I need to put on there, that's for sure. Good and tight. I want to make sure all tightened up. That had 3 capacitors on it. Right. I don't know what that one was. That one was loose too, but there was nothing going to that one, so I don't know really what's going on with that. We'll tighten it, snag it up, make sure it's good tight. That should not come back loose again. Alright, we got that, guys. That is fixed. Make sure nothing's touching here. Bend that back over. That wire, that's coming up here. It all looks good. Alright. We had this one, which is in an odd place, actually. I want that to touch. I don't know why that was in such an odd Alright. Now we're going to take this capacitor out. I think the reason why I never did it is because it's hard to get to. So I'm going to snip it on this side so I can have something to get to, because it's going to be hard to get down in that little box. So I'm going to snip it right here. Got, and then snip it up here. And it should be ready to come out of there. She's in her top. But there she is. It just does not look bad, guys. But you never know. You never know about them. It's a 0.1 microfarads at 400 volts. So let's test it. Let's test her. I had missing a wire. Yeah, we'll put this in there. This might work. Probably have to double it up. We need leads. Here's one. I don't know what I've done with all my alligator clips. There's one of them. Hate to use a big long one. Oh, here's one. Short one. It came out. Daggone. Try this again. Put that one there. That one there. Now you gotta stay right there. We can do this test. It's only a test. There's that. Now what did I do with the other jumper? Aha. Here it is. Alright, let's test it. Saying 203.4 microfarads. Supposed to be a 0.1. Let's do it again. 203.4. 203.4. I know switch the ends. I know it ain't gonna help anything, but It's a 203.4 microfarads, and it's supposed to be 0.1, so it is off bad. I don't know why it's not showing me any leakage. I guess it's not leaking. Usually it does. It usually tells me. But it's not a ultraletic, so. Alright, 204. Well, let's put a new one in. 1.1. Let's go ahead and put a new one in. Alright guys, let's put these new caps in place of that one. And there will be no old caps in this after this. So that's going to be tricky because I got to go through the wall. So it hooks here, and we got to get it over in there. Like so. Get some wire. Need some wires showing. Oh crap. Didn't mean to take it off. That. Need a little bit more off. There we go. That'll work. Now we need this. It's gonna be more trickier than I thought. I'm going to get a new piece of I need some more plastic. I don't know if that'll be too big or not. Will that fit in there? I think it's going to be too big. Yeah, it's too thick. I want this green coating. I think that'll be just right. Let's see. We need a piece. Will that go through there? Yes, that goes through. We'll put it through here. Hope it fits. Yeah, it fits like a glove. You take a little off of it. Run that through there. Just like that. You bend this over. We're going to hook and pinch here. Hook and pinch, hook and pinch. There's that. And we need to get that back in there. Now, not going to be out there far enough. Do I see the coating on this? Yeah, I see the coating. Probably got to put some super glue there. Make sure that don't move. Then we need to bring this up. Put a little hook on it. Didn't have much. Now we need to solder those in place. And I will have to put a piece of super glue on there because I do not want that to touch any metal. So we'll put some super glue on this side and it'll keep it from touching. That's so close. That's a little bit closer than I want, to tell you the truth. But I can't get no more out without putting more wire, hooking more wire to it. But it's not touching. The wire is not touching the metal. No. There's that one. This one needs to be a little bit more tight. Beautiful. All right, she's in. Capacitor's in, guys, and it's not touching metal. Looks good. Like I said, I may have to put a little super glue on this side to make sure this don't move, but I don't think it's going to. It's in there tight. Pretty tight. I mean, we just a fraction of an inch. I mean, just like that much, it wouldn't have worked. All right, me put everything, get everything flipped back, get the tools put up. Let's fire her up. See what she does now. See if it's going to work. All right, guys, let's see if it works. See what she's going to do. Let's crank on up. Oh, see if it comes on. help or nothing. Even with the big antenna. I don't know. Alright guys, this is what I found out so far. It's something, it's in this somehow. Because I can turn it a certain way and it'll come in for a split second. Now this has the phono and everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace back everything that goes to the phono, the record player, and I'm getting rid of it. Already eliminated one wire. So I want to check all this. I thought I had a schematic around here for this, but I don't know where it's at. But we need to get this little box off so I can get this out and look at the wires because they're underneath it and I cannot get it no farther than what it's at right now. So I'm going to take this off here. It's tighter than I thought it would be. There we go. There, that should come off. Alright. We're in. So I already, like I said, I already snipped that one wire. Now we have these down here. So I know one of them goes to shortwave, which I didn't think this radio had shortwave. So if I can eliminate this whole switch, it would be nice. Because it turns it to the record player. I've already got rid of the wires that run the needle. But there's this one, I think there's something in it, because when you turn this thing, it sounds horrible. So I want to mark these wires. That's not even on here. So the black here, there's no more blacks. So we can snip that. We'll know where that goes. Was there a blue wire somewhere already that broke off? I don't know where that wire is. I didn't take that one off. Unless that went there. I think it did. I think that's where I cut that one. Yeah. So that one goes there. And the white one stands alone. So we know where that one goes. Can't tell if those are two different colors or not. I think they are. One's a maroon, one's more of a red. So we'll know where these go. Because I gotta take this thing out and see what it's doing. it should come out. There we go. There's our switch. The radio may even play like this. I don't know. I know it's not playing with it on there. Man, I got a mess here. See, I want to get rid of all these wires anyway, because the record I don't use the record player. I'll never use the record player. Yeah, it was nice because it was original. But, alright, there's the knob. So here's, listen at this thing. See, it's real draggy. It's like it's got burnt contacts. Look at that stuff just coming off my fingers. Maybe I could clean that up. Because you see how burnt that is? A bit of focus. See that black stuff? And I just wiped a lot of it off. See right there? Right here on these contacts. Right here. And I sprayed. Look at that. And I have sprayed and sprayed. And it would not bring it off. So let me get these cleaned up. And I guess I'll hook all these wires back. And go from there. Because, yeah, that sounds horrible. I thought it was broke, but it's not broke. It's just crusty. Crusty pig. Potentiometer. Ugh, God, it just sounds horrible. I don't know what it looks like inside down there. Okay, that's fine. It's just this. It's gritty. Alright. Enough of me going on and on. I'll clean it up. Alright, guys. I took a wire brush. Cleaned that up. And it turns so much better now. You don't hear that grinding. So we may get lucky, and that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't making good contact. Because when I would lift up, sometimes, not all the time, but every once in a while, the radio would come in. And we saw the carbon build up. And it felt grimy. But this, I thought it was broke, but it's not. It turns very nice now. So I'll get that put back in. Looks kind of like a evil spider, don't it? Alrighty, guys. It's the next day. It is Tuesday, the 10th of December. And it's a rainy day here in Kentucky. And it's about 49, well, it's about 52 degrees. Guys, I was up late last night with this thing. And I've done everything. I rerouted these wires. Where we left off, I showed you all this switch. I took the switch out. Cleaned it thoroughly. Because that's what it is. I'm telling you. That's what. There's something going on right over in this area. Keeping this nice radio from working. Because before I started cleaning, I could wiggle this knob and get it come in for a second. So you saw I cleaned it. I took it off, cleaned it. I put everything back. It didn't work. So I thought, well, maybe that capacitor that I put in, because it was off a few microfarads. but I don't think it was enough to hurt it because it was a little bigger than a .1. But I thought, well, maybe, just maybe that's what it was. So I even put back the old cap, hoping if I put everything back the way it was, it would work. Well, I can't get it back to where it was when we started. I can't get anything on it. So when I cleaned it, evidently I have made things worse. So what I was thinking of doing on the next thing here, next step, was taking these wires, because there's got to be a break point, you know. I mean, there's got to be two wires that, when you turn the knob, that make contact and make the radio play. Because that's what this is. It turns it to shortwave, to regular radio, to phono. It's just a switch to switch back and forth. So I was thinking, well, maybe I take one wire and find the other one and just link them together, and that would work. And then I got thinking, well, what if I touch the wrong wire? Because I cannot find a schematic for it. I'm not saying there's not one out there, but I can't find a clear. I've tried to find one, and Radio Museum, they have it, but you can't. It's blurry. It ain't gonna help me. So I'm going blind on it. So I taught myself out just starting to touch wires together. So, like I was telling y'all in my first video on this radio, I love listening to the news and stuff on this at night before I go to bed. So I don't want to lose this radio at all. So I'm going to try the next best thing, and I'm going to show you that right now. Because all the rest of the radio is fine. It's just we cannot get the signal. We can't. There's something there I can't figure out right now. And maybe on down the road, I'll bring it back out and work on it and figure it out. That's the way I work. That's how I roll. Sometimes if I don't figure it out then I come back to it 6 months later. It's easy. I figure it out. But right now, I can't figure it out. And I've got everything back factory. Way they had it factory. I made sure to make notes. Make sure, I made sure everything went back. The only thing I do not have hooked up is this. I think it's a ground that hooks into the bottom of the old record player. But I know where that goes. And it's actually one thick wire with a thin wire wrapped around it. So that's the only thing I didn't hook back up. And I just don't see that anything with the radio. And I tried to hook these back together with alligator clips, and it still wouldn't work. So like I was saying, we're going to do the next best thing that I'm going to try. Now, I've done this on another radio, and it worked. It worked perfect. And that is one of these things you could buy at Walmart. Let me see if I get this thing zoomed back out. You can buy these down at Walmart for like $8. And all it is you can plug it in to any radio and take Bluetooth to send Bluetooth to the radio. What I'm going to have to do, it came with your phone, your jack here, but I need wires. So what I'm going to do, I've got a set of old headphones, and I'm just going to clip the wires, and I'm going to just plug it in normal on this like you would here, and then on the ends just splice the wires and come down to the radio and find where I can send the signal through, which I could run into the same problem. Maybe I can't find. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I won't be able to get it to push through it. I don't know. But I thought we'll try before we call it quits for right now on this old radio. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to get those old earphones and get them ready, get them prepared, and we'll get those scagged in, and hopefully, I can at least listen to the radio on Bluetooth until I can figure this out. I need a good, clear schematic and sit down and study it, because there's a certain wire, something just keeping this thing from getting signal, and it's just not It's not doing what it needs to do. So, and it's very odd. It's like that close from playing. There's just something small keeping it from playing. So, all right, let me get those earphones out and get those ready. Oh, and before I forget, yeah, I don't think it's oscillating. It's like how I explained how I would move this switch. It just seemed like the oscillator was kick in and it would play, but it would only be a second. So something's keeping it from doing this oscillation or something. And I could touch the top of these IF cans, and there's no hum or nothing. Which I don't know if these are the type you can do that, but I'm pretty sure you should be able to touch those and it would go if the oscillator is working. So, alrighty, enough of me blabbing. Alright, guys, I've got the wire split, and there's only one ground, and that's your left on your earphone and your right. The red is left and right's green, and then that's our ground. So we just need one of those. So we'll do the green, and I'll take that coating off, and I'm going to solder. I'm going to solder me a little extra wire on this because these are so thin. So I'm going to make it I'm going to beef it up a little bit, so I'll have a little bit more to work with. Get that cleaned off, and I'll get my soldering iron out, or soldering irons, and we'll get that taken care of. We'll put some bigger wires on there. Are you getting sleepy? Are you getting sleepy? Alright, guys. I've got it looking like something like that now. Now we got some good wire to work with. Don't got to worry about those little tiny wires. And I've got it fixed where nothing's going to touch. So the green is the positive, yellow is the negative. So now all we got to do is find the right connecting on the radio, and then we can plug this into this, and it should work. So let me see if I can find the right place to hook this. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. I've got it hooked in. I don't have it hooked to, somehow I'm not got it hooked to the amp though, because it's not loud, and I can't use my volume. But let me turn this up a little bit. Let's change it. So I mean, it's super easy when you do it that way. But I want to turn it and see if we can get it on the amp. I gotta find something that I won't get in trouble playing. It's copyright. Just find something here. That'll probably get me in trouble. Let's see. Because I can't use my volume. I can only use my volume on my phone. I want to turn this over on. I got it on phono. I'm going to try to move these around and see if we can get the amp pushing it. I got to find something, guys. Hold on. Something we can listen to and get copyright. Let's see. Alrighty. should be alright on this. Like I said, I want to move this. I want to move one of these around, see if I can get it to amplify a little bit louder, where I can use the volume. Still can't use the volume. That's a little louder there. I don't know why I can't use the volume. Now it quit working. Alright guys, this time, before we hook that thing up again, I am testing voltages. I should have done that to begin with. So always check your voltages, guys. Make sure you're not going to fry your little device. I should have done that. See, look, that was way off the chart. I want this one here. There's hardly no voltages on that. Let's take it. That one's got about 60. And that one's pegged. So I think we're going to be alright with this one here. And you can tell it's hooked to the amplifier. So I'm hoping we can use our volume. I forgot when I was over here, I hit this right here. And it's pegged out, see? And you can't see my meter. I got it set for 120. Ain't gonna sit there. It's hard to find anywhere for it to sit, so you guys can see it. But anyway, this is the one I hit when I had trouble. And you see how it's pegging out. That's 120 volts, which 110. I've got this set at 110, so 110 volts. I don't know why. Maybe that's why. Had it too low. Yeah, there we go. We're looking at 120 volts. Huh, my thing must be set a little different. But the one I'm going to clamp it to is not even reading. So it will be safe. So always get your multimeter out, guys, and test how much volts, because these little things here, they don't hold much voltage. And then you'll pop them. Don't ask me how I found that out. So, with that being said, let's see if we can hook this up now. We need a ground. Which yellow was our ground. Did I lose that little? Where? Oh, there it is. And here's our power. We should be playing. Make sure the volume's all the way up. Yep, that's it, guys. Turn it down a little bit, Pete's sake. There we go. You can also use your volume on here to control it. We better get past that commercial.
Going to hit, or is very likely to hit. What do? Start driving? Get on an airplane? In other words, how does a photojournalist interested in covering weather disasters, how does he get around?
Well, that's a good question because you almost have to be there with weather. You know, breaking news, you can go to a scene. You either get there too early or too late or at the right time, and then you get the shot. With weather, generally requires a little bit of pre-planning. For example, you were talking about Amarillo.
Yes.
Let's see if we can get my news that I've been so worried about. Let's see. Let's see if we get the news. Which I just updated this 1950s radio. But I still, in my heart, I wish it was playing the way it's playing. But at least it's not going to be sitting in my bedroom. A big old case. A big old cabinet. And not do anything. Until I get this over here figured out. And it could be right, like one of my subscribers said, it could be Micah disease.
Looking for free diapers? Download Pampers Club now.
Why settle for ordinary when you could have extraordinary? Why trade off when you could trade up? Why chase your dreams when you could drive them?
Alright, it's going to take it forever to get the news on. We know it's going to work. So, that's the way, guys, you can, like, if you have a radio, even if your radio works, you can do this to it. But, you're going to have to use, and this is just what I've done, what I know, because I've been there. You got to have DC power, like, this thing here, it has its own battery, and I got to keep it charged. But if I try to run an AC to it, like if I was just trying to plug it in and run it that way, if AC, any type of AC ripple, it'll make a horrible hum. It's got to have the DC current for the load or it won't work. It'll sound horrible. So, as long as you are powering this with the DC, you're fine. Which is the only way, really, this will do. So, I forget what I was working on that it just made a horrible hum, but that is one way. So what I'll end up doing, guys, I'll take, since I found where I need to be, I will solder these in so it'll be safe. I'll solder that over here to that capacitor, and then I'll ground it. I'll probably just take my ground and put over here on this ground here, where I've got my other caps grounded. It'll be easy because all I gotta do is unturn that screw and do it. So that's an easy way, guys, to hook your Bluetooth. So even though we didn't fix the radio, I showed you something. And hopefully, I'm like a broken record now, repeating record. We'll come back maybe and fix that. Hopefully one day. So, there we go. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you right here at Redneck Ways. Bye, guys. Hope you're all having a great Tuesday. This is December the 10th, 2024, making this video. Bye, guys.